Yet again, there are rumors of Kim Jong-un having fallen into a coma. Whether or not this is true is incredible to be verified, since the entire country of North Korea is so shut off from the international community that it is basically impossible to get any reliable news from the North Korean government's inner circle. One way or another, Kim Jong-un's constant health struggles throw up the question of the supreme leader's succession. While only close observers of the situation in North Korea have ever heard of Kim Yo-jong 1 year ago, she has been rumored to be first in the succession ever since the previous rumors about Kim Jong-un's coma or even his death. Even South Korean intelligence services, which are traditionally the single entity that has the best information about North Korea's inner workings, confirmed these rumors. This sentiment got even more fuel when Kim Yo-jong improvingly got pushed into the spotlight by North Korean TV and even officially got promoted to the post of first vice director of the United Front Department, which puts her in charge of the relations with South Korea. This move drastically enhanced her power inside the North Korean government and put her into an ideal position to save her succession after a possible death of Kim Jong-un. But who exactly is Kim Yo-jong? Watch this video to find out. Oh, and fun fact, similar to her brother, she also went to a public school in Switzerland under a false name. If you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and push the bell button so that you can see future videos. Let us first present you with a brief introduction of Kim Yo-jong's upbringing and her early life so that you better understand her character. If this part does not interest you, you can feel free to skip to the next section. We will make sure to use the new section function for this video. Kim Yo-jong was born as the youngest child to former North Korean leader Kim Jong-il and his third wife, former dancer Ko Young-hui. While American sources insist that she was born on the 26th of September in 1989, according to South Korean sources, she was born 2 years earlier on the same day. As mentioned before, South Korean officials usually have the best sources for everything that happens inside North Korea. This means that she was probably born in 1987 and is now 32 years old. She spent most of her early childhood at her mother's residence in Pyongyang, growing up alongside her siblings. As mentioned earlier, she actually went to the Liebefeld-Steinhölzli public school in Bern, Switzerland, together with her brothers from 1996 until 2000. During this time, she learned to speak fluent English and French, and it is believed that she developed a close relationship with her brother Kim Jong-un during that time. After returning to Pyongyang, she completed a degree in computer science at Kim Il-sung University. After finishing her studies, Kim got minor roles under her father until his death in December 2011. She kept being rather invisible until Kim Jong-un needed to undergo medical treatment for the first time in October 2014. During that time, she reportedly took over state duties and was appointed as first deputy director of the party's propaganda and agitation department, putting her in charge of the North Korean news apparatus. This promotion shows that she apparently did a good job while his brother was hospitalized. In this role, Kim has been said to be the driving force behind the development of her brother's cult of personality, modeled after that of their grandfather Kim Il-sung, who is basically seen as a god in North Korea. I am not kidding. They literally teach in schools that he basically single-handedly beat the Japanese back in World War II and other myths. If a North Korean ever questions this, he will be subject to interrogation and torture and possibly be killed. Anyway, Kim Yo-jong apparently did such a good job in her role as propaganda head that she officially got promoted to the Politburo in October 2017. She then prominently visited South Korea to cheer for the North Korean athletes during the 2018 Winter Olympics and was always at Kim Jong-un's side during the peace talks with South Korea and at the Singapore summit where Kim Jong-un met with Trump. In April 2020, when rumors about Kim Jong-un's pending death came to light, she was widely accepted as his successor by most news reports and by social media. On the personal side, Kim Yo-jong is rumored to be married to Cho Sung since 2014. Cho Sung's life is mostly secret, but he is rumored to be a fellow alumnus of Kim Il-sung University and either a politician or part of the intelligence services or both. The couple reportedly received a child in May 2015. What about Kim Yo-jong's psyche? To understand this, you first need to understand how North Korea's system of rulership works. The only thing that counts is strength. Should Kim Jong-un die, then different persons and factions would try to conquer the throne, just like in Game of Thrones. You don't win the throne by being nice, but only by being cold as ice. This is why Kim Jong-un executed his uncle in 2013, shortly after ascending to the post of supreme leader. To succeed, Kim would need to be even more brutal than her brother Kim Jong-un after their father's death, since his death was foreseeable and back then the succession had been carefully carefully planned long before. Furthermore, women are very rare in high positions in North Korea due to its highly Confucian and male-dominated system. The old male political and military class would hesitate to be ruled by a woman, and they would use every bit of weakness to undermine her. Only in 2018, Washington Post said about her chance to ever become the North Korean leader, in a word, no. A Russian who had been in contact with her roughly 10 years ago described her as quick-witted and showing good leadership skills. In March, she called South Korea's condemning of a North Korean military exercise frightened dog barking. With all that is publicly known about her so far, commentators and specialists about the North Korean inner workings are sure that she would do everything necessary to keep the throne, should she decide to make a bid for power after Kim Jong-un's possible death. She has shown political calculus, cold-bloodedness, and she has risen through the ranks of the North Korean political theater in a record speed. We believe that unless, for example, her brother or her uncle grab for power, which is very unlikely, she will become North Korea's next supreme leader, in case Kim Jong-un should die before his children come of age. If she has an older brother, why does she even come into play for the succession? This topic is also kind of an extra and not really needed, but we think that the inner workings of North Korea can be very interesting. In total, the previous North Korean leader Kim Jong-il had 5 children, out of which Kim Jong-un is the second last-born and Kim Yo-jong the last-born. The oldest son, Kim Jong-nam, was widely seen as the next Korean leader until a funny thing happened in 2001. Kim Jong-nam was arrested in Japan using a false passport and then deported to China, where he said he was traveling to Japan to visit Tokyo Disneyland. This incident caused embarrassment to his father and led to a loss of favor. From 2003 on, he lived in different Asian cities until he was assassinated in February 2017. It was later reported that he had been a CIA source, which might have been the reason for his assassination. The second born is a daughter called Kim Sul-sung. Not much is known about her, since she avoids public spotlight. She is thought to not have any political ambitions, and she is apparently happy in a background role. Kim Jong-il's third born son is Kim Jong-chol, who was born 3 years before Kim Jong-un and is still alive. According to insiders, while he was planned to succeed Kim Jong-il for a short time in 2003, he was quickly discarded because, according to Kim Jong-il, he was no good because he is like a little girl. According to another insider, he now lives a quiet life in Pyongyang, playing guitar in a band and not involving himself with politics. He was also reportedly seen at 3 different Eric Clapton concerts abroad. Another possibility is their uncle Kim Pyong-il, who had been an ambassador in several Eastern European countries until 2019. The younger brother of Kim Jong-il was reportedly known as a womanizer who threw raucous parties. The attendants of these parties would sometimes shout, "Long live Kim Pyong-il." When Kim Jong-il heard of this possible threat to the cult of personality surrounding their father, he snitched. This led to Kim Pyong-il falling out of favor and essentially being forced to live in exile as an ambassador for 40 years. At 66, Kim Pyong-il moved back to North Korea due to medical issues. He is very unlikely to become the country's next leader. Due to this situation, Kim Yo-jong is the only viable successor to Kim Jong-un, who is a direct relative. Let us hope that if push comes to shove, there won't be anything crazy, like a new war between North and South Korea. A desperate leader could certainly do everything in a bid to prove his or her strength. Thank you for watching our video. If you liked it, please subscribe to our channel and push the bell button so that you can see future videos. Also, feel free to tell us in the comments about your opinion concerning Kim Yo-jong and the current situation in North Korea. Also, if you have any ideas for future videos, feel free to share that in the comments as well. We want to keep creating content that amuses and educates our viewers.